And it seems like we are going live already. Hi everyone, happy to have you here. Uh,
Hey,
today, today we are hosting our webinar regarding the financial apps, regarding effective messaging for customer experience and revenue. So for today, we have myself. My name is Vlad, and I'm customer success manager here in Pushwoosh, and we also have Max. Max also shares the struggles of customer success management in Pushwoosh. So yeah, today we're gonna be your hosts. Meanwhile, tell us if you can hear us and see us. Please type something in the chat so that we will understand that we are going live successfully. And meanwhile, let's talk about the agenda for today. So we're gonna talk about pillars for financial application messaging. We will cover some challenges and objectives that financial apps actually competing every day. It can be high churn rate, can be low feature adoption, low user engagement, and we will show you some cases on how to improve your financial scores with cross sells and upsells, as well as some options that you might use to improve your customer experience. We do have a separate blog for questions and answers, but if you come up with any questions during our webinar, please feel free to post your questions in the chat so that we can see it and probably answer some of those questions. So first of all, let's talk about why do you need a mobile application at first. Regarding to Google, 6 out of 10 smartphone users actually prefer using their mobile phone for access to the financial applications, in spite of just opening the mobile websites to check their investments. For financial applications, we are taking a look at the banking applications, brokerage, and insurance. Specifically for me, I'd say that I'm really more comfy using banking application on my mobile phone because it's easier to access. So accessibility is the key as well. Regarding the brokerage, we can separate ways here, but I see that most of our customers, they actually prefer using mobile applications for brokerage as well. Insurance, it's a good way to actually increase your cross-sell opportunities and upsell using mobile applications, and communication in mobile application, which is push notification in apps and other channels that we do have at our disposal. So what are the pillars for financial application itself? So first of all, when we are talking about financial applications, one of the main goals here is to send transactional push notification that may actually show some information regarding the balance numbers, the types of the payments that we have, or some service messaging such as are you traveling overseas, contacts of the support team, etc. So actually, with Pushwoosh, your data is pretty secured due to our ISO certification that keeps the message content secured at any cost. The next thing that we wanted to talk about is actually you have to send your push notifications timely. That means that they should be delivered at the time when user will most likely open this push notification. For that purpose, we do have two tools that might really come in handy. And the first one is optimal time to send. This is the feature that we have released not so long ago, and it actually collects the time when the user opens the application or opens the push notification that were sent to this application. Basically, we do collect all this information regarding the time when user most likely opened the application or push notification, calculated inside our backend, and you do have this sweet button when you're trying to schedule the push notification in our push notification form that allows you to actually choose this optimal time. We will choose the time on our own, and the message will be delivered in the time period when the user will most likely open your push notification. That greatly increases your CTR. As well as we do have silent hours option, which is available inside Customer Journey Builder. It actually allows you to limit the time when the message may be delivered to your customer. So first of all, you don't want to send your push notification in the nighttime when user is sleeping. That may lead to unsubscription from the push notification itself. So you actually can choose different channels such as push notifications, email, or in-apps, and choose when you don't want to deliver those push notifications. That actually increases your rating inside the users variety of applications because you do not spam them at noon. For the next thing, I guess I should hand it over to Max then
All
to
right.
tell us more about the tags and segments. Please go ahead, Max.
Thank you, Vlad. And not only about segments. Uh, well, in Pushwoosh, that is possible to provide the information about most suitable and relevant products for the finance application users along every step of their life cycle, their customer journey, and increase important metrics with our segmentation and personalization capabilities. Recency, frequency of transactions, membership type, loyalty program level, different data points related to orders and actions that users are actually doing within the financial application will be a perfect basis here for both segmentation and personalization. In particular, this example on the current slide shows how it is possible to use data points collected by Pushwoosh SDK for sending transactional messages in trading apps, and such a push will be unique to each person who is actually involved in the trading process. At the same time, at this point, I would like to switch to Pushwoosh UI to discuss things in a bit more details. As you may know, our audience tool set contains the segment section where it is possible to create, import, and maintain any segments that will be unique for your own segmentation purposes. Let's take a finance application. Here, from the top of my head, I can say that the following segments could be relevant. For example, this one will target all the users of basic banking plan whose lifetime value is greater or equals to $50. This one will target all the users who made any purchase during last month. We can also outline and prepare segments of users who is currently on a specific membership type plan or something like this. And let me actually add something to these newcomer segments. All right. Let's say that we have a segment of newcomers, of users who have installed the application during the last 2 weeks and made 5 or more transactions. I would like to narrow down this segment with our new capabilities of behavior-based segmentation and add, for example, one more condition. I would like to also outline users who made exactly 3 partner achievements during last 30 days. This is how currently in Pushwoosh that is possible to combine tech conditions or user properties and specific values related to their activities. Using those capabilities, you will be able to build any segments that contain specific user preferences, properties, and meanings of their actions within your application. That's the one thing. Now, speaking about the personalization, in this part of the interface, there is a well-known send push form. As you may know, that is possible to put together the message content, which may contain plain text, emojis, and so on and so forth. And and also here we can add some dynamic content placeholders. This dynamic thing, dynamic content thing works in the following manner. We can take any data point collected as a, for example, as a custom tag and add the corresponding placeholder right here in the body of the push message. This thing in the interface, I understand that it may look weird right now. At the same time, if I will send this push to some part of my audience, each user will receive something. Well, for me, it would be, hello, Max. Our services are available in Bangkok City. Enjoy your Gold membership plan with our application. This is how that is possible to personalize push messages within our interface. At the same time, the segmentation and personalization options are not the only things that are related to relevant and timely messaging. Right now, let me switch to our customer journey builder. And here you can also try omnichannel approach and reach users through alternative communication channels if those are not reachable for push notifications. For example, here I have the scenario where I would like to target verified application users with some specific communications. But it's a well-known fact that in relation to push notifications, some users may allow, some users may deny pushes. And here, for those who are reachable by push, I will send a specific push notification and optionally, that's only to show our current capabilities. Let's say that a user didn't open a push during some specific period of time, let it be 3 days, we can reach those via the SMS. If that is considered ac- acceptable by your communication strategy, we can remove this element or change it to in-app message to email and so on and so forth. So this entire scheme can be altered in a way as it is required for your business needs. So those users who are not reachable by push, we can send those an email with the same offer or any other type of information that you would like to pass them. Uh, all right, just one moment. Um, Speaking about communication channels, there is one more thing that is, well, technically that is not a separate communication channel. However, I can say that the message inbox, or well, it is also well known as the notification center, could be a good option for your fintech application due to a couple of major reasons. It is a well-known challenge related to push notification technology that each day all of us are receiving pushes from different apps, and the most important pieces of the information can be easily lost among all the others. The messaging box is the safe option to store most important, most relevant uh, information that you would like to deliver to your users. This can be service or transactional messages. This can be limited special offers or anything else that should be stored in a special section of the mobile app as long as it needed. All right. So what is next? Now let's review a few challenges related to fintech applications and see what we can do with those. The first thing that I'm thinking about is, of course, high churn rate. Um, we can say that, well, the potential major reasons for high churn rate in fintech applications can be poor support or big amounts of irrelevant offers or ads that are being shown to users. And one more thing that is also important is the potential lack of communications that you are sending to your customers in regards to core features of the mobile application. Therefore, that is important to communicate most key values, core values of the application at the beginning of the user experience. You have the segment of the new users in the application, send them some onboarding communications with explaining the ABCs of using your app. Then check whether the key features of the application are in use or not. After that, build your communication strategy accordingly. That's the one thing. Uh, at the same time, it is important to not well, it is important not to forget about the other onboarding activities. You have the key actions of your users at the very beginning. First application open, completed registration or login within the mobile application, and the first completed transaction. Use multi-channel approach to react accordingly to specific user actions that users are completing within your application, or react to signs of their inactivity. For example, those users who have completed the registration, those users who completed the first transaction within the application, that would be a good practice to either congrats them or thank them. Those users who are not doing anything after first application open require some uh, other approach. At the same time, in the end of the scheme, that would be a good move to mark both cohorts with a specific custom tag value like engaged users and dormant audience. This approach will allow you to build segments for re-engagement campaigns or special offers to be sent to each cohort afterwards, and that would be a separate action. One more thing that I would like to outline is if we are speaking about the low feature adoption, of course, that is also important to apply the omnichannel approach first to reach the maximum audience coverage, so that the relevant communications will be sent to your users in accordance with channels are which channels can be used for users who are not reachable for pushes, who are reachable for emails, and so on and so forth. At the same time, in this case, you may try applying A/B testing. This will allow you to figure out which specific variation of push notifications or emails or other communication channels works best and result in increased feature adoption size. So that is up to you how to proceed with that. And our current capabilities of the customer journey builder allows to build really complex and really robust schemes for the proper resolution of those challenges. Let's here I would like to pass it over to you.
Yep, thanks, Max. I will take it from there. So, next challenge that we came up with is actually low user engagement. And well, engagement must be engaging. So, we came up with some solutions to that. And well, basically, it's gamification and rewards that can be implemented inside the application strategy. Let's take a look at this customer journey builder on this customer journey on the screen. So basically, we will start from the users who have set their cashback categories inside the application. This actually needs to be done like every 30 days, let's say, and those categories are stored inside the tags called categories. And well, basically, we do have this segment of all the users on the application who have chosen the categories for current month. If those categories are set, we will send the partner service promo push notification, where we can offer some partner services. And after that, for 30 days, we can track if this user actually performed those transactions inside partner's application or inside your application, basically. Yeah. If those transactions were completed, we can actually show the in-app inside our application with some rewards or achievements from our partners. After that, we can reset the categories, and that where comes the automation. So basically, we will wait for 30 days, and at the end of the month, we can actually wait the value of the stack in order for this journey to be automated. If those transactions weren't completed, we actually can engage this user and try to encourage them to make those transactions next month. So try a luck next month, and then we will lead this user to an exit. This journey actually can be repetitive, so every 30 days we can launch this one in order to create this kind of automation. Regarding the examples of gamification that you can use inside the application, there are some cases of using leaderboards and progress bars inside the application. That may be done by either creating some backend logic on your application or using in-apps, which is actually a great option. Because in-apps in Pushwoosh, it's like an HTML page with some kind of the logic in there, so you can add some buttons and add pictures and actually import some JavaScript there in order to tag your users based on the answers they do provide inside this uh, in-app message. And well, basically, yeah, we can take a look at the right side of the screen, and that is the representation of the in-app that may be shown inside your application. Get your reward from one of our partners, and this button, sure, let's do this, may lead you to a deep link inside the applications with all the offers that your partners do provide. That's kind of one thing that we can talk about. And the other one is actually, let's talk about cross sell and how you can increase your application's revenue using just communication strategy. For this specific reason, for this specific case, I'd say we can go to the customer journey builder inside Pushwoosh and create new campaign. Let's give it a cross-sell name and start from there. So we do have two options on how we can grab users from all the audience and drop them in this journey. Let's take the audience-based entry, and as you can see, we can just choose one of the segments that are created on the basis of the text. We do have this segment pre-created, insurance purchased, which is actually any user who purchased any kind of the insurance inside the application. After that, we want to try to upgrade this user with another type of insurance. So first of all, we need to understand which user purchased which kind of the insurance here. So we will use this segment splitter here and choose one of the segments which represents the type of the insurance this user has purchased. Let's say we want to segment out users who purchased house insurance. If those users haven't purchased this one, we can actually start the communication with those users. At this case, we actually may use all of the omnichannel capabilities of Pushwoosh Customer Journey Builder. And first of all, let's check if this user is actually reachable by push notification. If it is, well, let's start with the push notification then. If we cannot communicate with this user with the push notifications, we can choose one of the variety of the channels that we do have inside Pushwoosh, which is email. We can send them in-apps. We can send SMS, and there's also an option to send a webhook callback to third-party services if you're using some other tools to for those channels like emails or SMS, for example. In this case, let's just skip to the email option here. So after we have sent them a push notification, we want to also check if these users do have another types of insurance. And for this reason, we will once again use the segment splitter and choose another segment with users who purchased life insurance, for example. At this point, we will send them a push notification, providing them with special offers on life insurance, for example. And let's circle this out so that the users who we send push notification or email to also will be inside this block so that we will be sure if those users have their life insurance purchased as well, because if not, we still can communicate with them and provide them with the offer of life insurance. The other type of the insurance that we do have inside our application is gonna be, I guess, car insurance. Yeah, here it is. And just like we did in the previous blocks of our customer journey, we will actually send them some kind of the communication. Let's say at this time it will be an email option. And at this stage, we can see that there is an option where user of our application actually have all types of the insurance purchase. So he got the house one, life one, and the car purchase as well. Car insurance is purchased as well. I mean, and at this stage, we actually can try to do some referral stuff and send them a push notification asking them to actually recommend our services to friends and family, which is an option of promotion as well. And then we will lead this one to an exit. And with this simple three-step journey, we actually can first of all segment our audience and see how many users are actually purchased house insurances, life insurances, or car insurances. We can use different types of communication channels in order to reach those users out. And yeah, we actually can use push notifications, email, and in-apps in just one journey, as well as creating some segments. So let's say some of our users haven't purchased life insurance, and we actually can create a segment out of those users using one of the blocks that we do have inside customer journey builder. And where is this delete button here? Can find it. Here it is. Great. So we can add this update user profile block here, connected with the push notification. And right here inside update user profile block, we actually can choose the tag of the value, the value of the tag, I mean, to, let's say we do have this car insurance and the value is going to be not purchased. In case we have sent this push notification to user who haven't purchased type of the insurance that we are talking about. So you actually can create the tags here, mark down users who haven't completed the target action inside this customer journey builder, and that creates an opportunity to start another customer journey, targeting out users who haven't completed the target action. That's an option as well. Back to our presentation here, and another option to actually, simple option to increase your upsell rates is adding in-apps inside customer journey builder once again, or just in-app campaign inside your application. As you can see on the right, there is a representation of such kind of the in-app that may be used inside your app, where you can offer your users your premium service with the benefits highlighted here, and the button that leads to a specific page or website, for example, where this user may complete the purchase to become a premium client. Such kind of the upsell actually do work great inside mobile apps, and you should definitely use them. The next thing that we do have, and the actually that's the last one, is improving the customer experience. Many of our customers use in-apps in order to collect some feedback from their users, and here on the slide you can see the brief example of what kind of the in-app messages you can send them in order to collect some feedback. This is a pretty simple example here, so we do have four options. How likely you are to recommend our banking services to a friend, so extremely likely, very likely, somewhat likely, not likely. You can actually collect those answers inside tag values of the in-app and use it to create another segmentation. So there are champions who will extremely likely promote your service, etc., and the guys that want to promote it to their friends as well. Those in-apps may be more complex than this one, so you can add a text box there for some kind of the text feedback, not only the scoring on how likely they are to recommend the services of your bank. But yeah, you will first of all create an interaction inside your application that leads user to clicking some of the buttons inside the in-app, as well as collecting some data which can be used for segmentation options or just to somewhat change the strategy of the product. And yeah, in-apps is a great option to communicate with your users, because in-apps they will be shown inside the app even though user may unsubscribe from the push notification of the app. So that's another option on how you can reach out your users even though you cannot communicate with them via push notifications. And yeah, so I guess that wraps out our meeting for today, our webinar. So I guess if you do have any questions, it's the right time to post them in the chat so that we will see them and actually answer some of those. We got the question from James. Thank you for coming, and thank you for actually posting some questions inside our chat. For the feedback in app, where is this info stored when submitted? Well, that actually may vary on how you actually collect those answers inside the application. When we are talking about the in-app, you can do it through text, for example. As I mentioned,
Exactly.
yeah, you can use the JavaScript injections inside the in-app to collect the values that were chosen inside the in-app, inside text value, and lately use them inside the segmentation options that we do provide. Max, do you have something to add up here?
Nope. This is exactly that I want to comment on. So yeah, we are able to store any user feedback that was submitted in the in-app message as a tag value. Optionally, if I'm not mistaken, we can also have controls for passing this data to the customer's backend if needed.
Yes, that's correct. You can also add some options to collect this data on your backend, for example.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really valuable to have data stored inside your push notification provider because based on this data, once again, we can create segments for better targeting of your communication strategies. So that's really valuable for omnichannel communication platform. So yeah, thanks for asking, James. And as I can see, we don't have any more questions inside the chat. If you will come up with any of the questions, feel free to contact us. You can find our credentials on the pushwoosh.com, and we will be happy to answer any of your questions as well as provide you with a demo of our product. And yeah, I guess we can close the webinar for today. Thank you everyone for coming. Hope you had a pleasant time and that really helped with your communication strategies in the fintech applications. See you next time.
Mm-hmm.